was trouble all over the land. People are hopeless, doing the best they can. But we've got an anchor, his promises are true. Just keep on believing, God will see us through. Come on, say we can make it. Come on, don't you give in, we can make it. You might be troubled on every side, but God's got you. Come on, tell somebody next to you, say we can. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sistah Chat this evening. As you can see, this is our last official Sistah Chat of 2020, and we're going to talk about, are you okay? As you are coming on in, please drop in the chat and let us know, where are you joining us from? Let us know.
Hey, y'all. Good evening. Sorry, sister. I forgot that that would take us out, the music. Hey, that's life, right? When you're live. So, yes, guys, good evening. Let us know who you are, where you are from. Make sure if you are joining us, you give StreamYard permission to post your chat. So you may have to do something in the settings so that we can make sure that StreamYard will post your chat if you post something. So if you don't see it, that means we didn't see it, most likely, unless you like using crazy profanity or something. So good evening. I am Sharhonda Ford, licensed clinical mental health counselor, Hope Dispenser, and sister to my sister.
Good evening. I am Lashon Moseley, educator and life coach, and sister to my sister, wife, mother, and all those wonderful things. And of course, all glory and honor goes to our God. Yes, God girls here tonight.
God girls here tonight. So we're going to give a little disclosure. We're not going to stay on long. I know we're used to being on here for a long time, but we want to really just touch base and check in. Welcome to the last official Sistah Chat for 2020. I say official because, this is our plan that we won't go live next Friday, of course, for Christmas, and the Friday after that for New Year's. But if God has another plan, then you might see us pop up. So we'll be obedient to that. But we just want to know tonight, how your week was and where you are joining from in the chat. If you happen to catch the replay, still let us know how your week was. We love to see those comments. We love to get that feedback and where you're joining or tuning in from. So even if you're catching the recap, we do hope that you'll share that information with us as well. Yeah. So, sister, tell us how your week was.
I keep calling it COVID weeks. You look up and it's Monday. The week is going kind of slow. It's Tuesday. And then before I know it, it's Friday at 8:00 and it's time for Sistah Chat. So the week started off slow and then it got some momentum and some steam. And here we are. If I had to use a word to describe this week, it was busy, but filled with moments of gratitude.
Awesome. I think I would say the same thing. My week was busy. Lots of gratitude. I probably am overjoyed and just realized and remembered it. So I'll ask you, did you have any highlights from this week? Because I want you to go first. And then I just realized that I've been keeping something for a few weeks. So I figured I'd share my highlight.
Okay. Well, always, anytime I get to connect with my mentoring group, and this week connecting with the girls, they really let us know what going virtual has meant to them. Often when working with young people, you don't really know if you're making a difference. And so one of the questions we asked them this week is, did they want to continue meeting going into next year? And they absolutely said they did. Even at times when they weren't logging in, they knew that we were there for them. They knew they could send us a text. So it's good to know that effort is not gone in vain. So that would be a highlight. Also, not disclosing any information, but Mariah has started receiving college acceptance letters. So that has, yes, that's in a highlight. She's, wants to do the whole big announcement. So I won't disclose what schools or anything like that, but the letters have been coming in, and she's in a position where she's going to get to make some choices. She has options. So I'm really, really proud of her for that. And just, surviving a pandemic, because that's what we have multiple things happening. And so every day that I wake up and, sound mind and body, and I don't take that for granted, that COVID has not hit my immediate family. In my house, we've all been able to keep safe. And so those are some of the highlights. So what do you have going on, sister?
I am, as you know, those are great highlights. Wait, and how about I just say how super pumped up I am about my baby having choices, right? So everybody knows all these babies are my babies. So I'm super excited about my baby having choices. And she's just super dope. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this season in her life. And, I've been kind of, putting my buzz in her ear because, that's what we do. But most importantly, for her to just, follow her heart and make the best choice that's for her. So I'm excited about that. And I'm pumped about the gym girls because, yes, there are times that teens, you don't know most of the time, right? Teens don't know. I talk to parents all the time and they just can't figure out what's going on. So it's awesome that they recognize the value that the group adds and that they appreciate it and welcome it for more. So that's super exciting.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I have one more big thing that we shared mutually. We celebrated another one of our babies turning 21.
We did. Happy blessed birthday month blessed 21st birthday month to Brie Monet, as those of you know her on her handles. If you don't know who Brianna is, she is the little cousin and Lashon and Dre's goddaughter. And so check her out. Brie Monet is making waves. And so if you haven't seen her YouTube channel, just go to Brie Monet and check out her YouTube channel. But she is doing big things. And listen, y'all thank her because y'all see me rocking hair recently. It ain't no shame, right? Because Brie Monet is doing all of these reviews and I have found the perfect unit because of Brie Monet's review. So thanks, Brie.
Yes. And let me tell you, it takes a lot for me to entertain the concept of a unit. She's been teaching me the right vocabulary. She's come over a couple of times and has done try-ons with me to help me get on board. And so I am excited to announce that my first unit arrived today. So I'm joining the club. I can't wait. I cannot wait. So yes, thanks to my dope goddaughter. If you are not sure about what a unit is, check her YouTube out. She breaks it down, how to lay your edges, how to snatch back your ponytail. She will get you straight.
Yes. And here's the thing. I have decided that between the 9 appointments that I have, some of my clients, this is just the ability to be happy being Black. Let me tell you something. Some of my clients, because sometimes it takes me a little time to get myself together. So my 9 o'clock might see me with no makeup or just a little bit of bead. By 1 o'clock, I got full beat and I might have on a unit. So some of these clients see me with the curly unit in the morning and the straight unit in the afternoon. I've been taking pictures and trying to decide, should I keep the unit on or what? So,
so as the day goes on, you just keep transforming it. And then by the end of the night, Lena, please drop Bree's YouTube channel in the chat. Anyone who doesn't know it, please drop my goddaughter's YouTube channel. But
listen, I did a training for the past 2 weekends, I did a training, and it was a BIPOC training. So if you're not familiar with BIPOC, Black Indigenous People of Color, and I said to Kyrie, I was like, look, I don't know. I mean, because disclosure, y'all, I'm almost 50, so I don't really care what kind of unit you wear, Shawnee. Them flashes be coming, so you can't rock the unit the whole time if a flash comes. That's just, hey, TMI, but I'm just telling y'all, right? So I'm rocking the unit, and I said to Kyrie, I was like, look, I really want to wear this hair, but it's 9 hours. So what if I decide I don't want to wear it for half a day? They be like, that ain't the same girl. He said, they BIPOC. It's okay. They won't mind. They understand. So I know I chose to skip it, but I'm just telling y'all the versatility that we have. This has given me joy, right? So these units have given me joy. I'm gonna post a picture, y'all, for those of y'all don't know. I got a straight unit and I got a curly unit, and I love them. I love them. So that's my take. But one of the highlights is, as you know, yes, Tyrita, Lord, the flashes, absolutely. Hey, Ma. Hey, Lena. So one of the things that if you know about me, is that I am a licensed therapist, and I love to work with trauma. And so, yes, the flashes are awful, aren't they, from the devil? So I just got trained in a new modality. I'm going to be telling y'all about it. But what I have witnessed in the past 2 weeks is some crazy, crazy, ridiculous healing. So the highlight, if y'all have heard me talk about EMDR, because I love talking about EMDR, this new therapy is fire. Okay. And so I have just watched it work, and I'm calling all my family, y'all, just to test it. So I'm like, y'all got 5 minutes. So I'm just testing it. So we're going to talk more about that later.
She's not exaggerating.
Oh, no, I literally, listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all, Luke Cage, I don't know, somebody in the chat, tell me who in the chat, tell me who your favorite superhero is, because when I finished this BIPOC training, I sent the whole family a message that said, I'm Luke Cage, y'all. Like, I felt like I had the most power ever. So if y'all looking for healing, this is it. So EMDR, and this is amazing. Okay, I'm done. Shawnee?
Listen, let me just go ahead and put up Bree's YouTube channel right there for anyone who's interested. That's how you can follow her, and make sure as it goes. What do you got to hit the bell and hit.
You got to like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't worry. I'm working on my YouTube channel, so I can have a like, comment, subscribe button too. But you guys, yeah, check her out. If you want to figure out how to put on your makeup, if you want dope headbands, then there's some great things. She got a whole Amazon store list for if you need some help. So a couple of things, just in case somebody tunes in and tunes out because we're doing too much. Our Love of Family event effort is going to be closing tomorrow at 6 p.m. We are so grateful for all of you guys that have supported us in this Love of Family effort. I did a post. I don't know if it's up. So if not, I'll repost it when Sistah Chat is over with the items that we are donating for the Love of Family effort. And I just want to tell you, if you were still interested in giving or know someone that's interested in giving, share it with them. This is a young family. We are donating some things to them, and you can send your donation or donate via Cash App at that should be cash. I did it. Cash App S4. I mean, listen, I'm almost 50. I don't know how to write a Cash App. Okay. So I'll get that fixed for y'all because I don't really know how to do it. Okay. I think I got it. So there it goes. Okay. So Cash App at S Ford Hopes. Did I get that right?
Where'd it go?
Sorry, because my sister is helping us. So I'm going to let her do her job, and I'm going to sit here and do my job. Thanks, Tawanda. Okay.
Put it back on the screen, T.
So you can put the cash app back. I screwed that up. Okay. So you can send your cash app to S Ford Hopes. We appreciate it. And we're going to be presenting to the family next week in time for them to grocery shop and get the things that they would like to get, that mother would like to get for her children and her family. All right. So S4 Hopes, Cash App, we'll put up another post. You can like or share it. We appreciate all that you guys have been doing, and the family appreciates it also.
I love that during this time, we are thinking of others. One of the privileges that we know that we have, is that we have not been unemployed during this time. Our family, has been well and healthy. So this was just our opportunity to kind of practice what we preach about making a difference in our corner. So we do appreciate you partnering with us to do that. So, sister, let's talk about 2020 and how it is ramped up. I read a post that they were talking about how many people are saying they can't wait for 2020 to be over. They're done with it. It has been their worst year ever. And a counter to that was, what if it wasn't the worst year ever? What if it was an opportunity for you to be more reflective and look back over 2020, kind of like an audit, would you say? Like if you were a business or corporation, you would kind of look for the highs and the lows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what would, so my question to you would be, let's talk about taking an inventory or stock of our lives to this point. What are some areas in your life that excelled in 2020, or you feel personally you did well in?
Should I start with did well? I want to follow directions, but the way my brain works is not really good. Or should I start with what I didn't do well with?
The beauty of a conversation is we can take it wherever you would like. So let's go for it.
Bam. So let's start with my first goal was I was going to do a 5K. I was going to climb Crowders, and I was going to really tackle this weight loss. So if you can see these magnets here, I kind of had this goal that these things were going to work together. I was going to eat right. I was going to move more, and I was going to make better choices for my health, right? Because we all know we got this bone on bone and this arthritis. But life happens. So January, February, and March were going really well. I was doing really well with my goals. And so these things were really working. They were working in tangent, and I was really grateful for them. But then the pandemic happened. And at first, my mental health began to break down. And so I started struggling with COVID and fear and anxiety. And as you know, I was dealing with the acknowledgement that people I knew and loved had COVID. We lost family to COVID, friends of family to COVID. And so all of the pieces that I had neatly in place began to kind of fall apart. But then what happened after that, I'm just moving the light so the glare isn't there, is it almost seemed like nothing would come together, right? So whereas before these things were coming together, these things, if you see, no matter what I do, because now they're going against one another. Nothing I do right now can get them to touch because of the magnetic pull on them. And so no matter how much I had intended for things to come together, 2020 kept them from meeting. And so I struggled with my personal goals for mental health, physical health, and emotional health, and even spiritual health, right? Because during that breakdown, I kind of was like, God, I'm tired. And I felt like I couldn't pray, and I felt distant from God. And so for my inventory, I struggled with those major things that I had intended to have all come together nicely. And so even now, December 18th, 2020, at 8:28 almost, I feel like there's still this magnetic pull of me not being able to align my goals. And so that is where I have struggled this year. How about you, sister?
I'm with you. I had this goal to be fit at 50.
Mm. Okay.
My birthday is March 24th, and when my birthday, hit, it was March 24th, right at the beginning of COVID. The world shut down, I think, around March 13th, between March 6th and March 13th. So when my birthday hit, I was like, okay, this is the last birthday that I'm going to be battling exercise, eating healthy, and not being at optimal weight where I can move and, get around. So I was like, okay, you have a year. You could, amazing things can happen in a year. So I set this goal that when my 50th birthday comes around this year, I was going to be fit. I signed up for a coach. Selena, what's the name of the thing? Oh, Core Life. So I signed up for Core Life, which is kind of like Weight Watchers, but a little different because they, focus on your whole health, and you have someone that helps you plan your meals and exercise. You get these weekly phone calls. And I was going strong from April until Thanksgiving. I was inconsistent with working out, but I had a lock on how I was eating. It came to an end. And so I have not been in touch with my coach. I just kind of abandoned the whole plan. And so that was an area that I was doing well, but now I'm struggling. Mental health, ups and downs. The days are long. You're in isolation. Our routines changed. And again, inconsistent up and down. Missing my family. This is a heavy period. And so I think it's important that we have this conversation about how to reset, or even just how to notice what we're feeling. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'm gonna say that's essential, how to notice what we're feeling. I often kind of pat myself on the back thinking that I can acknowledge and recognize my feelings easily. But Satan is tricky. And so I believe that I have, and it shifts, right? So just like life, when different things shift, we don't recognize it. And that goes to the manipulating, masking, and managing concept that I talk about. And so I realized that I withdrew. If you know me, you know that I don't withdraw, right? So I kind of withdrew, and I did it under the guise of I am spending time with God. I am figuring out my life. I am trying to hear from the Lord. And what I realized is I was withdrawing. And so social isolation is a sign that everything is not okay. So, quick recap on the manipulating, masking, and managing is manipulating is when you try to convince, this is Sharhonda's definition, right? Manipulating is when you try to convince yourself that everything is okay, right? Like, oh, this nothing is wrong.
Right.
Is when you realize something is wrong and you try to hide it from other people. And then managing, to me, is when you have acknowledged that it's a problem, you don't care who knows, and you're working on getting well. So I realized that I did not do well with my physical health. Even in the weight loss challenge and those things that we did well, I didn't do the things I wanted to do the way I wanted to do them. So I was masking most of this year, like, I got it, posting pictures of the good meals, hiding pictures of the bad meals, like it's like a crackhead. Like, hey, I'm at an NA meeting, but I don't post that I went straight to the crack house when I left the NA meeting. So, I mean, really, like, this is what we do. So I have decided, right, that I'm going to be more accountable to myself. And so right before this call, I might have mentioned it to you briefly, but I got a coach. I got a coach because I know that Trim Healthy Mama worked for me. I know that it was essential for my weight loss. I lost 60 something pounds. I felt good. And I know that that is what works for me. So I reached out, I forgot, and today the Lord reminded me, you said you were going to do this. And so I reached out, and right before this call, I decided to sign up with Coach Canada, and we're good. And so I'm ready to rock for January.
And I think what I hear, we've talked about this on this platform before, that you have to figure out what works for you individually. And each person has to, have the courage to create their own path, their own necessary accountability, awareness, or plan. So one of the things that I did, in noticing that I hadn't been consistent is I'm not going to go back to core life, but I am going to sign up through another coaching program and just try to be more consistent with that area of my life, the physical activity. I think I'm really good with the eating, because what's neat is Dre and Mariah were on board with that. So the eating is pretty good there, but just trying to consistently work out. I was just talking to Tawanda about it today, like the bad weather hit. So people who may have been walking, now they have to reset and find a new way, to work out. So I think life is always about the reset.
How about that?
Yeah. So in what areas do we need to reset? So we talked about, physical health and eating and working out. What about relationships, spirituality? You mentioned that. Business or career. So I think, this is a good opportunity for us to look at all areas of our life and figure out what worked, what didn't work, and then how do we want to show up? Because you have to know where you're trying to go in order to get there.
That was the word. How do we want to show up? So I'm going to say this about the reset. I love that you said the reset, right? Life is always about the reset. I think that we always say that, oh, we got to start over, right? But I think that we should be in recovery mode, right? So guys, just in case you tell, it looks like the feed is getting a little bit shaky. So if we cut off, we'll be back. So, but it's saying live feed interrupted. But what I want to say is there is a need for the reset, right? And so for me, that is number one going to be spiritually. God told me November 2019, if I didn't do X, Y, and Z, nothing I do was going to prosper in 2020. And, I've been talking about that. I did not do it the way God has told me to do it. And I see the gaps in things like, God, I'm waiting on this. God's like, yeah, I'm waiting on that. So I am making sure that I organize and prioritize my life correctly. See, I think that when we get comfortable, for me, I'm going to speak for myself, being comfortable in my relationship with God and knowing God and trusting God, I get kind of lazy, right? But I don't get lazy with talking to you or Kyrie or Tawanda. Like, I'm calling Tawanda every single day, twice a day. I call my mom every morning. So I need to be as intentional and make sure that I am not taking God's grace for granted, and that I am setting myself up to be with him first and with everybody else after.
Yes, that's definitely an area of opportunity for me too, to just be more diligent with my devotionals and just, talking to God and listening to what he would say. I know at times in my life when my prayer has been for him to use me, put me in a place of service to, uplift him. That is where I have been elevated to the next level. But when I try to take control of the plan and leave him out, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
We can't do anything without him. So what are your so you're right, 2020, what if 2020 was not the worst year? Anyone that knows me knows that I say I don't wish the year away for the next. Each year has brought its own trials and its own struggles. Each year has brought its own loss and its own pain. And so I'm embracing 2020. Actually, with the exception of COVID and its loss, right? 2020 has been simply amazing for me. It has been a year of reflection and restoration. It has been a year of reset. I've gotten to spend 9 months at home with my husband. Babies are born and grown in 9 months. And I've gotten to spend that at home with my husband and spend time with him without 90-minute commutes and things like that. So there are some amazing things that have happened, and I'm embracing 2020 as just another opportunity for no regrets, just lessons. But for 2021, I am looking back at the things that I need to refine and reset, and then positioning myself for better, right? Making sure that I acknowledge, that I identify, and I address those things that didn't go well. And then I move forward without guilt or shame of, man, I could have done that differently. I could have, I didn't. Next.
Yeah, the shoulds will get you. An activity that I would encourage everyone to do that I'm planning to do as a result of this conversation is to actually make a list of all of the successes that I had in 2020, no matter how small they are. And doing an activity like that will help me to see that there were a lot of good things that I had to celebrate in 2020. And then on the other side, I'm going to make a list of things that I think didn't go so well. And looking at both lists, I think that'll give me an opportunity to set some real goals and priorities for 2021. I think you do not do a New Year's resolution. Is that correct? You do something a little different. Can you share with us what is it that you do going into the new year?
So I choose a word. And that is the word that I live by. As some people found out, probably, I think I announced it in the beginning of the year, but after the Crowder's Mountain, no regrets, just lesson conversation, that my word for this year was surrender. And honestly, the fact that I didn't realize what surrender was until, what was that, September? Tawanda, when was that? Put that in the chat. When was the Crowder's Mountain experience? I can't. It was September. No, it seemed
November. Thanksgiving had to be,
no,
right?
it was before Thanksgiving. Oh, it was early November because it was when she came for the funeral, not the holiday. So she's saying yes. So thanks, Tawanda. So to know that I set this goal, that this word was surrender. I wish I had my book here, but that this word was surrender for 2020. And it took me until November. So I knew this word going into January. It was November 14th. Okay, so that was cousin Tanya's birthday. I knew in January that my word was surrender, but it wasn't until November 14th that I felt the magnitude of what surrender really was. It was November 14th, so 11 months, 14 days into the year, I was able to experience the one thing that I had committed to God that I would do. So in essence, I hadn't surrendered till I was on that mountain. Y'all go ahead and pause on that. I had not surrendered until I was stuck on the mountain. But the mountain was the highest peak. And so, so what happened was I made it all the way to the top and needed to surrender so I could get to where I was going. And so I think that any celebrity or person of note or with influence would be able to probably relate to making it all the way to the top and then realizing the need to surrender, because you're striving and striving and striving and trying to get to the top. And you're not paying attention to the need to surrender because you're so focused on getting where you set to go. And so that's what I did. I was so focused on getting to the top that I had not been surrendering along the way. But when I made it to the top, there was no place to go but to surrender. Had I surrendered throughout the journey, I may not have been stuck at the top. I'm just saying.
Just let that sit right there. Just let that marinate. Just let that marinate.
How about that?
And I think the gift in that is the learning. And so from 2020, what are the lessons? So I see a third column. Lessons learned and how I learned them.
Lessons learned and how I learned them. How about that? So let me go back to you. Fit at 50. You've got 96. You know, I'm all about the numbers.
Yes.
You've got 96 days before your 50th birthday.
Yes.
What will you do with this time?
So one of the strategies I love Post-it notes. So on my Post-it note, there it is, goal, fit at 50. And the reason I love Post-it notes is because you can just put them everywhere. And so the first thing is to identify or be aware of my goal. The
Mm-hmm.
next step, I need an action. And then I need accountability, the 3 A's. And so my next action will be contacting my coach so that I can develop the accountability so that I can reach this goal. Now, it may not be the same goal that I had set the year before because the time is different, but any
Mm-hmm.
step or progress, because I'm all about progress over perfection,
Mm-hmm.
any steps that I make towards that goal will be a win. So,
Mm-hmm.
so that is my plan for the goal at Fit at 50. The first thing was to write it down. Now I need to do an action, which is going to be getting a coach, which will help with the accountability. Those are the 3 A's: awareness, action, and accountability for that one area, that specific goal.
Say that one more time.
Awareness,
Mm-hmm.
action, and
Mm-hmm.
accountability.
Okay. So have you already determined that?
Yes, I have. And the action step, the next action step is contacting a health and fitness coach.
Okay. So that's funny that we had the same action step needed and didn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So awareness, action, and accountability. I love it. I think you should do a post about that.
Yeah.
Uh,
The 3 A's.
the three triple A. You should do a
AAA.
post about that triple A. I think that is essential. I'm gonna take note of that also, and take a look at what do those things that you said, which were writing down what the successes were, and then writing down what maybe the opportunities were for 2020, and then see how to reshape them for 2021 and what that looks like.
Absolutely. And I think it's a good opportunity for, all areas of our life to just take a look at that.
Mm-hmm.
hmm I like what Iz is saying, fitter at 51.
Mm-hmm. So, Izzy, I'm going to tell you this because you've got time, right? So, it doesn't matter because fit can be a mindset too. Fit does not have to be that, you've actually reached the number you want. You've got 17 days before the big 50. Yes, hashtag 17 days. And Isabel and I have been friends for 44 years.
Mm.
44 years. She might be my longest friend. 40, she is. 44 years. Isabella and I have been friends. So, Izzy, you have 17 days before 50, and you can be fit at 50 because the fit is in your mind, and you can determine and set out on those things as you head toward 50. Lashon, I felt it coming.
Yeah. And so I would even say if you can walk 5 minutes today, like this week, if you only walk 5 minutes, and then the next week it's 10 minutes, and then 15, that is fitter. So remember, it's progress over perfection. So give yourself, grace. So if you are starting with, for me, going up and down, like my house is 2 floors. I can't go from the top of my house all the way to the basement. So a goal would be that eventually I could go from the top floor all the way to the basement without having to stop in the middle. That could be a goal. Now, it might take me a month to get there, whatever it is, but I think it's important that we not get caught up in the big number and
Yeah.
just come up with, progress, moving forward, small little steps, little wins, and celebrate them.
Yeah.
Celebrate every win, every win. If you work out 5 minutes and then the next is 10, that's a win because you worked out.
Mm-hmm. And choose that. Choose that. So if you guys who are watching have anything you want to share, drop it in the chat as we wrap up. We said we were not going to be as long tonight. So we want to be conscious of the time as we wrap up. If you have anything you want to share regarding your word for 2021 or your awareness, action, and accountability, if you want to, comment on your wins or your losses, go ahead and drop it there. Lashon, as we wrap up, I do want to remind everyone about the Love of Family effort. If you like to donate and support, you can do so. Give via Cash App at $S Ford Hopes. So, and we'll put a post up about that. We do again thank everyone who has already participated and who has given. We are very grateful. And then we will also be posting, if it's not already up, what things we were donating to this family. So coats, gift cards for groceries, small electronic toys for the children, and then some household necessities that they have asked for. So we appreciate that. And Shawnee.
I'm like, whoa. Let me tell you what happened, everybody. See, this is what happens when you do a live show. I was just listening so intently, making sure that we had, identified all of the things that we were doing for the family. Again, we do thank you. But in closing, I would just encourage everyone to just take some time and be reflective on 2020. There's been a lot of heaviness around the election results, COVID, homes, parents are virtual teachers right now. Your children are home, your job looks different. There is a lot of heaviness around that, but you have survived. If you are in the viewing audience right now, you have survived all of that in this moment. And so I just encourage you to look back over your life at this point and identify the wins.
Mm-hmm.
If you showered today, that was a win.
Yes.
If you did your online Instacart, if you called a friend, if you, whatever you did, it was a win.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm here to let you know that you are surviving and you're doing an amazing job.
Mm-hmm. An amazing job.
Yeah.
Awesome. I will leave you with this as our last official Sistah Chat live of 2020. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, for sharing with us, and just for spending this time with us. We don't take it for granted. We've already said we didn't have an intention of Friday Night Lives. We just wanted to talk about making the decision for Zion to go to school. And so here we are. And you know what, Lashon, I just noticed as one point of accountability, we've both put our goals out there. And so whoever's watching this video will, we're now accountable to those people. So we're accountable to you who are watching, and we want you to inbox us if you see a good picture and be like, so what you really have, and hold us accountable. So thank you for that. Mommy said, I'm so thankful for good health and family support during this difficult time this year. Mommy, I'm grateful for you and all of your support and how you come over and you help, and we try to social distance and love on one another and hug. So thank you for just being my mommy. I appreciate you. Isabel says, laugh out loud. Isabel, you put your goals out there too. So listen, I'm going to be sending you a message like, Carmita, ¿qué pasa? I'm going to send it in Spanish because that's how we do. So just want to thank you. Thank you to my sister from the Mr. Tawanda, whom I love. We appreciate you. She waving, but y'all can't see her because she like backstage. But thank you to her for supporting us in the Sistah Chat efforts. And also to Melissa Nicole, thank you for your support in the Sistah Chat effort. Oh, Isabel said, do it. Isabel, I'm going to send you a picture of something. I'm do it. I like that. Do it also means don't quit. So I see do it inside of don't quit. So do it. So thank you guys. We love you. I'm inviting all of you to check out my website, www.sharhondaford.com. If you have not already done so, I know last week some people went on and subscribed. There are amazing things coming, and they will probably be announced over the break. So new things are on the horizon for 2021 with SharhondaFord.com. So go on and subscribe so that you do not miss out on those things.
Oh my gosh, you were on a podcast this week too.
Oh, yes, I was. Okay, so if you have not already listened, we'll drop the link here. Check out the conversation I had with my new good girlfriend, Amy Zaland of Emerge Thriving podcast, Emerge Thriving podcast with Amy DeLand. And Amy and I connected. We have had some incredible conversations on healing and hope and trauma. And so I want to post the link so you guys can hear it because it was encouraging to my soul. Shawnee, did you hear it yet?
Oh yes, I listened. It came out Wednesday?
Yes.
Thursday? Yeah. Yeah, I listened, and it is a great conversation. And you were just so vulnerable and honest in your conversation. You didn't hold anything back. So I would definitely encourage anyone to listen to it and learn a little bit more about you. It was a great conversation.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. And thank you for your encouragement always.
That's what coaches do.
Listen, y'all, I'm telling you now, if you go and follow www.sharhondaford.com and you subscribe to get what's coming, this here woman pushed me out the gate. She did. She like pushed me. So you will get to see some of the things that my coach was like, we would be just having a conversation. She'd be like, go do it. Go do it. So I'm just encouraging her now. Like I'm stalking her now. Like, what's your list? Let's go.
Yes, she's stalking me. So if you need any help or any support with reaching your goals for 2021, I am available. I turned in my last paper on Thursday. The website will be coming. The client portal will be coming. And it's all going to be available to you in 2021. Yes.
Yes, so we're going to have a funnel system. So y'all make sure that you start letting people know that Lashon Moseley is available to help you. What were the three? AAA, to help you AAA.
To help you with your AAA, be aware, be accountable, and an action step. Sorry. Awareness, action step, and accountability.
Thank you, Tawanda.
When these things just come up like this, they just happen. So
you got to write
them. We have the recording so we can play it back.
Yes. So we love y'all. Good night. Have an amazing Christmas, a happy Kwanzaa, an incredible New Year. Stay tuned. We might pop on. We don't know. But we pray that you and your family have a safe and blessed holiday. We pray that the Lord God will bless you real good.
Mm-hmm.
Good night. Wait, I gotta go out on my song because for so many people, they just felt that they could not make it, and so we got to go out on our song. Okay. So 2020, remember that you can make it. 2021, remember we can make it. I said I'll be right there. See, Izzy? Now, if you're wondering if we'll ever prevail, God will be our force. All things well.
His word we will abide. He's Jehovah Jireh. God says I'll provide. Help me say we can.
Love you, mother.
Come on, take me higher.
All right, y'all.
Good night. Thanks for joining us.
Good night.
Minnesota, we can make it, y'all.